Hello YouTube. It's been a while since I made a video, and luckily a lot of positive things has been happening. A lot of progression has been happening. But I also forgot that I own a YouTube channel where I've been making videos about my personal life, but at the same time trying to remain anonymous, not to expose myself too much to the public because I've seen bad repercussions from other YouTubers where when they show their faces and their identity to the public, a lot of bad things happens to them. To give you guys an example, a Twitch streamer who I follow and is apolitical, by the way. He doesn't say anything politics. Like he doesn't express his opinion in terms of politics. All he just want to do is have fun and make YouTube videos about his favorite video games. And just for expressing his opinion on video games, he literally received death threats, and that's not, something I made up. It literally happened, and he literally got worried about streaming that much. But luckily for him, he never exposed himself too much. He remained anonymous and always go under the name that that's basically his Twitch name. He never like exposed anything like a real name or a real address or where he lives, etc., etc. So I encourage anyone who wants to like make YouTube videos or stream your favorite video games on the internet that remain anonymous. Don't expose yourself too much because trauma will happen eventually. Even though you feel like nothing is gonna happen to you, it eventually will catch on to you. So it's better to remain, hidden. That being said, I want to follow up my story from the last video. In my last video, I know I sound like I was kind of depressed and, you know, uh, something emotional because I'll admit it was an emotional journey. And looking back at it, it was definitely a journey that I'm honestly happy that it happened because it helps me grow as an individual. I mean, without that stuff happening to me, I won't like grow to a person who I am right now. But I constantly need to like um, remind myself the lessons that I learned from then, or otherwise I haven't learned anything. That's what's that's what growing really means. Is you learn from your lessons, your past mistakes, and now you keep progressing and make sure you don't repeat the same mistakes again, and learn something new along the way as you're doing something. Yeah, as you're trying something new and succeeding what you failed before. Well, from my last video, I was talking about eye dilation and basically my story about it. The reason why I wanted to make a video about eye dilation is because there are some human behaviors where you cannot fake. In other words, when you see a body language that you know it's genuine, uh, mostly like 95%, I'm hesitant to say 100%, but around 95% of the time, it's legit, it's genuine, and it's for a good reason. And surprisingly, science backed this up. And when it happened to me, I'll never forget it, but at the same time, I got into deep drama over it. And it's basically that when you're attracted to someone, your brain is gonna be overdosed with certain chemicals, and your eyes is gonna dilate. As people will say, the love is in the eyes never lie. That statement is very true, and funny enough, there's a lot of science that back it up. And the reason why I want to talk about eye dilation is because I was watching other red pill, black pill, basically any YouTube videos that talks about romance. As I was following MGTOW and other, incels, red pill, etc., etc. Videos that talks about datings and romance. One thing that I kind of notice that every video keeps suggesting is that when you're in a relationship and you want to make that relationship last long as possible into that happy ideal relationship where death do us part. One thing in common that I've noticed out of all these videos that talks about is that for a relationship to work and to last happily ever after, the desire of the two individuals that wants to be together, the desire itself needs to be there. If there is no desire, no attraction, then that relationship is doomed to fail. I will leave a link in the description down below, and of course in the comment section, just in case if you miss it, where it literally talks about this attraction. And I'm gonna leave a link of 2 different videos. One video talks about a porn star that got in trouble about supposedly he sexually assaulted some woman, even though he's a male porn star in the porn industry. I mean, think about that for a sec. A male porn star is getting sued by his fellow female porn colleagues about quote-unquote sexual abuse. To me, that kind of like raises some eyebrows because of the work environment that he's in. And of course, in that video, it was talking about how women basically, whether or not these women are telling the truth, one thing is clear is that he's in trouble because these women did not desire him. They don't find him attractive. And of course, the title of the video is called "You Cannot Negotiate Genuine Attraction." And as for the other video that I want to leave a link down below, it talks about a millionaire tech expert who's very good with computers, and he was talking about his failed marriage. And one thing that he said that stood out to me, and of course, like I said, many other videos echoed this message, is that it doesn't matter how much you work on the relationship, it doesn't matter how much you do for the other individual, it does not matter how much you love that individual. As long as that other individual does not love you back, it will not work, that relationship. The only way a relationship could work is both individuals love each other genuinely and the attraction and desire is there. In the video, the tech millionaire guy made a very well statement saying that none of that matters as long as there's no attraction. If there's no attraction, then none of the hard work matters. And again, he said it perfectly, because in my opinion, this is why many failed marriages and relationship happens. And I sadly had that experience with my ex. If you saw my previous video, I was talking about the beginning of my ex, and I'll admit I kind of butchered that video. I might as well remake the entire series of this story, but what I want to talk about, and it relates to the picture that I choose for this video, is that your body automatically do things because it's a genuine thing. In other words, when you're attracted to someone, genuinely attracted, like you're not forcing yourself to be attracted to that person, your body on an instinctual level will activate some certain hormones. And in this picture that I choose, that talks about certain hormones, aka the love hormones, affects your pupils, and eventually your eye will start to dilate. It's a sign that you are genuinely and honestly attracted to that person. sexually and romantically. And in many videos that I've seen, when two individuals are genuinely and honestly attracted to each other and they try their best to make the relation work, they end up making that relation work. And that's the key thing that many people kind of fail to recognize. That sometimes you cannot negotiate attraction, and sometimes a relationship becomes one-sided. And when a relationship becomes one-sided, that's when the relationship becomes bad, and sometimes it ends very badly. I will continue with my eye dilation story, but I'm gonna end it here. In the next video, I'm gonna talk about how me and my ex broke up and the aftermath of it. And then the video after that, I will talk about a woman who was eyeing on me, which I will never forget because it literally haunted me for many years to come. Well, guys, I'm gonna end it here, and thank you for listening, and goodbye.